All right. Like this here. All right. Cool. Well, we should be all set. Yeah. Um, okay, cool. Hey, man. Good morning. I'm pretty excited to review what we went over. I think we've had some pretty good analysis in the last week here. So we'll start with Bitcoin here. Um, Unfortunately, the Bybit USD chart is lagging. There's something wrong with it. I don't know what's going on here. So the majority of my analysis is on this chart. So unfortunately, we're going to be a little bit limited as to how much analysis I can do on here. Okay. Um, but from the looks of it, I can see over here that the price is 23,300. So we're really, all that is happening right now is we're back testing this channel. And one of a couple things is going to happen. Either we back test here and we continue down, or we break up above it, reclaim, and then have continuation to the upside, right? There's sort of the couple options that I can see what's going on here. But before we dive into new analysis, before we dive into new analysis, let's look at let's kind of just review what we were looking at before. So we were looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're still looking for a wave 4, right? We're still looking for some degree of a wave 4. Um, and we know sometimes when Bitcoin gets carried away, like it can just absolutely rip, right? I mean, there's no, you know, it could just, it could just keep going up. It doesn't need to give us exactly the retracement that we're looking for. But I mean, I wouldn't even consider either of these any kind of a retracement. I mean, really, this is all just simply continuation, and that's why I still consider this all, our wave 3 essentially. We haven't really had any kind of a correction, which is what I would like to see. And we're still looking at the exact same areas, the exact same ranges. I mean, truth be told, nothing has really changed at all. I mean, in my analysis that we had all last week, and God, even dare I say it, has it been? Yeah, basically since last Saturday. So if we zoom in a little bit, let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. On Saturday, I drew out this exact channel, and we've just been trading it all week long. Taking profit at the mid range and the opposite side. Now, what happened here is slightly different, right? What we can see here is the reason why it's more significant is we had a daily close outside of the channel, right? We can see that the daily was held here on the bottom and the top, so it was a pretty clear range. We had a daily close on the outside. Now, this could be some degree of a deviation, um, some degree of a trap, but that would really count on then today closing inside the channel once again, right? That's sort of what that would count on. If it closes on top of the channel, say above 23,300, that may be a signal that we've flipped it to support and we are going to be going higher, right? Before getting that subsequent retracement that we've been looking at for some time. So there's a weekly high. I do have some stuff I want to update on my chart, but with this chart not working, it's a little bit might be a little bit more difficult. Let's take a look here. We have potential bearish divergence on the weekly. I'm not going to let that really influence my decision making though. Yeah, so let's go to a chart that's actually updating. So here's kind of what how I think things have shifted, right? So we had been looking at that sideways range for a really long time. And that was, you know, basically, basically something like that, right? So if we go ahead and hide this, you can see that this is a range that we've been trading for some time. And just like I said, so this is not my primary chart, by the way, right? This is, I'm working on a second chart because there's an issue with the Bybit data for TradingView. But we can see we're just back testing this here, right? So like I said, a proper back test of this, a failure to break above, and we can look for then continuation to the downside. If it does reclaim, then that may be a signal that it's flipped to support. Okay. Now the other thing that we can be looking at here, if we want to go ahead and hide this one, this has also been a proper channel, right? That basically started to form here. Once this high was put in, and especially this low, this is a pretty clear channel that is now starting to form here. So in the event, I think like really what I would look for, generally speaking, like when I look at this right now, I I would be very surprised. Um, I would be very surprised to see continuation to the upside from here. Now, being that it's crypto, anything can happen, right? I'm not gonna like say it's impossible. It's for sure not gonna happen. Nothing is for certain, right? But here's what I can tell you. Just from the looks of it, here's what I can say. I'll walk you through my mindset on this. So we have this sideways channel. We break up above here. We have a massive rejection to the downside, re-enter the channel, and continue to trade it several times. We reject here. We reject here. And it's pushing and pushing and pushing to get above, right? So here we get up, and what happens? We lose buying interest and fall straight back into the channel here. So my opinion, there is not a whole lot of buying interest, up in this zone, right? This sort of upper area between, and I've said this before, we have a weekly level at about 24,200. We have a naked point of control at about 24, which was tapped here. And, our monthly level here that we just had our very first daily closure over, which was yesterday's Sundays. So, given the lack of daily closures above that monthly level, despite the one yesterday, if this one rejects and we do get the closure inside the channel again today, for me, I think it's a signal that yeah, we are probably going to then, start to see, the beginning of that larger retracement, right? In my eyes, that's kind of what I would be looking at. We have, if we, how much I love the X's here. We have one here. How many do we have to the downside to get taken out? I mean, look at all these lows. Look at all these lows that have to be taken out here. I don't even think, was this one taken out? No. All of these have not been taken out. They, even though they look pretty close, they weren't taken out yet. So usually when I start to see something like this, I start to see this formation here where we continue to take out the highs, but we never take out the low. I said the exact same thing here. Let's go ahead and hide this. I said the exact same thing here where we took out the high, 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 but we hadn't taken out really any of these lows. And what happened is we swept those lows. We did not get this one. We swept these lows here and then had continuation to the upside. Really, that's what I would be looking for at the very least. Is to swing down below these lows, take them out, and then have continuation to the upside. At the very least. I personally would prefer, a move down lower. And we've talked about, you know, where I've looked for on that, which is gosh, it's really too bad that this one isn't working. But really, you know, what I've looked for here was, again, so we have our lows here that haven't been taken out. We've taken out our highs. So all right, let's backtest this channel. We can continue to have it as resistance. Get the move down here. Let's say the FOMC meeting is, you know, right about here. Let's say the FOMC meeting, we get basically something like this, where we come up, come back down, go like this, range for a while more, and then we sort of start to lose the level, come down here, and then have our continuation to the upside. You know, so range basically until FOMC, we have this giant shakeout where we grab liquidity to the upside and to the downside, and then we start to lose levels. So, you know, in most simple terms, basically range, end of the week, we get this move down, you know, and here is where we look for then, you know, a reversal somewhere in this zone. If not here, you know, at the midline here, or even more so, this would be my favorite zone, would be down here. This would be my favorite. And the reason why is because then we would take out these lows as well. We would swing through all of this, take out all of these lows, right? I mean, think of how savage this move would be. If we were to go like this and then pump. To do something like that would just be, this would be my favorite scenario, to see a huge dump down into this zone here, flip it to, you know, hold it as support, and then have continuation to the upside, to the upper ends of our range, and put in our wave 5. For me, this would be prime. I would love this, right? We'd take out all these lows. But at the very least, so like I said, there's a couple options, right? Here, we could bounce here. We could bounce here, or like I said, you know, down here basically, right? Those are sort of the zones that I'm looking for, right? So not too much has changed with that. Man, it really is too bad that I can't update this chart right now. Suppose I could do a couple things with it. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Again, my chart's not working here. But price is roughly about where it says on the chart right now. We've been trading this channel, and we've also had like a nice sideways channel as well, and it looks like that one is being a little bit more respected. We were in this down one for some time here. No doubt it'll come back into play, but really the key one here has been this one, right? You know, bottom, top, mid-range. We had a run at the top. We didn't quite get it. It looks like here we just fell short, and now we're seeing, you know, subsequent move back down here. Again, looking for a way forward. Nothing has changed. I'm looking for either here or in here. So we'll just have to wait and see if we get that. This is where I would like to see our wave 5 put in, is this upper area here, and I would look to short this zone pretty heavily. And I've talked in great detail as to why I would be looking there heavily. LTC, I don't typically trade over the weekend, but I told everyone to watch this zone in here for a short, and we could see it just barely got into kind of the area I was looking for. I would have preferred, honestly, a tap at the top of the trend line here, at the top of this zone, and it failed to make it, and we did get a move back down to the bottom of the zone. So if anybody you know, sort of saw me post that in the Discord, you could have gotten a good trade out of it. For me, like I said, the entry didn't trigger, so I probably would have missed this one, right? I wanted a little bit higher, but I know some people like to get pretty eager to hop into trades. So, you know, if you did catch this one, great. That was an awesome move down. Again, this channel Litecoin's been in this channel for 5 weeks. It's been in this channel for 5 weeks now. Going on its 6th week in this channel. So it's been a really important channel. It's a very well respected channel. When price does eventually break out of it, that's something you're going to want to take note of, right? But for the time being, longing the bottom of this channel and shorting the top of this channel has been a great, great, great move. And typically deviations have been, some of the best trades that you can take in terms of longs and shorts on LTC. So if you don't already have this channel on your Litecoin chart, I very much encourage you to copy this one and put it on there. The last thing we'll take a brief look at here is FTM. FTM has been a really interesting chart right now. So I talked about this in great length on Friday, a handful of times actually, but especially on Friday. So we do have this 5-month massive harmonic, right? Massive Nenstar or Shark, loosely one of the two. You could maybe say it's likely more of a Nenstar bearish harmonic. Very well respected on the time, very well respected with the Fibonacci. It's a little overextended on wave D, but I like it. I like this one. And if you recall, one thing that I had said on Friday was, and this was, we were trading, we were trading in Friday morning, so we were trading here. One thing I had said was, it's because this is a 5-month harmonic, it's likely that we range. And I had said that I would look for a range here. And typically with harmonics, what you can do is you could put your invalidation above D, and price oftentimes comes very close to D and then starts to fall. This was a lot closer than I would have expected. I've never seen this. I mean, your invalidation was so small. I posted 3. I alerted the Discord 3 separate times on this trade, and I did all of them here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 hours in this zone to get just an incredible entry where you could have shorted here with your invalidation stop loss right above here. So this could have allowed you to take like a I'll just show you with the this deal here. So let's just say entry at the daily, which I'm sure some of you got even nicer entries. Your stop loss above here, and we're targeting ultimately down here. Look at your risk reward ratio is 15. 15 is your risk reward ratio. And even if you're targeting, like let's say the bottom of this channel here, which is here, your risk to reward ratio is 4.5 at the bottom of this channel. For one of our take profits, 7.75 to the midline at our next take profit, 11.5. It's just like insane, right? The risk to reward ratio was insane here. You could have done a 50x, short here with barely any risk at all. You would hardly have to risk any money at all. You could have done a massive position with an extremely small risk to even just to have caught, let's say you didn't want to trade it all the way down for the harmonic target. You could have just traded it down now for 7% down from the entry that I had been. I spent 5 hours, over the course of 5 hours. I had 3 alerts. I posted in the Discord 3 separate times, adding VIP saying, this is your, last chance to short. The window's closing, if you're looking to take this trade. I know some of you got it. It's too bad. I hope, I'm hoping more people did than posted otherwise, but this would have been just an awesome trade. Because it's a 5-month harmonic, like I had said many times, I'm not expecting this to just like play out overnight or just all of a sudden to start nuking. Is it possible that that happens? Yes. The more likely scenario, you know, I kind of see that we're in, you know, let's say we're in some degree of a range, you know, right now, right? And I do expect us to probably stay in this range for a while, because it's five month harmonic, right? You know, so taking profit down here is great. Here is the 382. So anytime that we get down there, good level to take profit. As far as the harmonic goes, for me personally, I'm going to specifically just trade the harmonic. So my take profits are set at 43 cents, 40 cents, and 37 cents. So basically, I'm front running the top of this channel, likely to hold a support, front running the midline on this one, and then slightly front running the bottom of this channel, which is ultimately the final target of the harmonic is at about 36 cents. So I am front running that final target a little bit. But this was awesome. I mean, when I man, when I saw, I like I said, I typically don't trade Sundays, but I always check like CME open around there. When I saw how close this was to our invalidation price, man, I was really sure to you know hit you guys up on the Discord so as many people could see as possible, because this was the last time I saw an opportunity like this was on ETH. These perfect harmonics come around every so often, and the last time I saw a perfect opportunity for one was here, and it did the exact same thing. Here's the bottom of the harmonic, and look at just, let's go down to a 4 hour. Let's get down to a 4 hour time frame. Look at just how close it got to taking out that low. I mean, honestly, like it's almost like to the dollar almost that it like perfectly double bottomed or almost hit it. Look at that, just barely by how much? 50 cents. It missed it by 40 cents, 50 cents, 40 cents, right? And then look at the outcome of that harmonic is now that we're just shy of its first primary target right here at about 1780, right? So that exact same scenario, I've seen this time and time again on these perfect harmonics. You know, here we are. Look at this. The exact same thing, right? Where we put our let's put it up there and you can see just how close. Look at that. Same exact thing. How close? 49.73, 49. Like a 2,000th of a penny. I mean, just the margin is so small. That's how close your risk could have gotten. That's how small your margin of risk was, which would have allowed you to take a massive position for super small risk, right? So yeah, I'm very happy with this harmonic so far. It's doing exactly what I would have thought. Typically, that's what will happen with these harmonic positions is you'll put in the high and then it'll get very close, and then it'll start to, you know, play it out, you know, in full force. So yeah, this was a great short opportunity. Okay, so from here, yeah, this still isn't updating. It looks like BTC is rejecting off of the top of the channel like we talked about. Where's our, which one is it? Okay, here we go. So this one is updating. Yeah, we're rejecting right from the top of the channel. So if we get this hourly close, you know, in the next half hour here, as a rejection here, great. I think that, you know, our short that we took, I entered a short position here. Again, I posted in the Discord, said, entering short here, stop is at 24,300 because we have that weekly level here. So I figured that we wouldn't, you know, break up above it. So that was our position. And me personally, I am looking to, I entered at 2050 here. Had my stop at 300. I am personally looking to trade this down to, the top of our previous channel, which is, somewhere around here ultimately. So for take profits, top of the channel, so that one's already hit. Could do midline. I'm not taking profit here. Bottom of the channel, I will take more profit. I have another one set at 21,800, and then here, I'm basically going to be looking to enter a long position. So yeah, that's kind of my setup on this short that we took as well, which is, in my opinion, just looking great. This is going to play out awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, those are my two current active trades, FTM and BTC. So we've been at our live stream for about a half hour. I'm gonna do my best to update this chart. Again, I apologize. See, it says up here there's a data issue. TradingView is usually pretty quick at fixing this stuff. But I'll take some time to just update the charts a little bit. Everything is still kind of how I would expect it to be. Like I had said, there really isn't a whole lot of new stuff going on. So this naked point of control was tapped. We'll go ahead and hide that. And we are instead going to put our weekly level up here and remove this because that's been tapped. So this weekly level here is our new level of resistance. Okay. Let's take a look. I just want to do, like I said, I want to do some updating on our charts. So we'll go ahead and hide all this stuff and just get see if we have any new levels to keep an eye on. Let's see, what were these? Yeah, this is coming soon. All right, let's take a look. So our weekly level here, we do have that one. So let's go to our monthly. We are going to have a new monthly level. I think I already marked that one out. I did not. So let's go ahead and mark that one. The month is not over yet, but what are the chances that it does get that move down here? Very low. Very, very low for that to happen in the next 2 days here. So untapped monthly level, that is 16,529. 29. Go ahead and put that in our monthly level category. I'm going to hide that. It's not useful. Let's go to our weekly. So we have a weekly at that same level. Not useful. Our nearest weekly would be here, which is a key resistance zone. So I'm going to keep that one up. Our next one is up here, which is not currently relevant. Let's go to our daily time frame. Our nearest untapped daily level is here, which I do think is a relevant level. Okay. Let's take a look. I just want to see what our VWAPs are at. Is there a new VWAP I added? No. So this one is important. That is the 17K bottom anchored VWAP. I'm going to keep that one. Let's take a look at our naked point of control. See if we have one on the weekly time frame. Let's check the monthly, actually. This is interesting. We have a high volume node at about 2,900. Okay, let's take a look at our weekly. All right, so for weekly, we do have a naked point of control at 21,120. Surprised that that's not already marked. That's from another week ago. Let's see. Naked point of control. $28.80. Well, that one must have been taken out. Not sure what that's from. 21,120. Well, let's repurpose it. So we'll go ahead and we'll take this one here. We'll just simply 21,120. Go ahead and change that. 21,120. And we'll get rid of all this stuff. I'm not sure what all this is. Okay. For me, so the question is the weekly, the monthly, and daily are based on the closing or the lowest points. For me, they're based on the closing. So, uh, you know, as an example, so looking at this monthly, like this here is a monthly level, right? That's the monthly level. This is not a monthly level. This is a monthly level. This is not a monthly level. This is a monthly level. This is not, right? It's got to be either tweezer tops, right? So where you have an open and a close back-to-back candles like that, where you had a rejection, that's now a monthly level. That's how that works for me. Okay, so we had that. Let's take a look at our, it says there's one here at 22,860. I just want to look at that level. 22,860. Yeah, I'm not going to mark that one. I'm not particularly interested in something that close or inside the range as a point of reversal. Okay, daily naked point of controls. So there are two of them here at 2750. You know what? I must have had, interesting, okay. There must have been, let's do this now. I would be willing to bet if I do this, 21,120, okay. Let's go to the Binance USDT charts. Nope, it's still in the same zone. Interesting. Okay. So I am going to add those daily naked point of controls to the chart. And both of those are at 29.25 and 750. So 29.25, 29.25. I'm going to actually get rid of you know what? I am just going to do this. I'm going to get rid of these because they're all right in this zone. I'm going to just say here plus MPOC and here plus 2 daily MPOC. So this zone here, you know, between here and here, this like $400 zone, $350 zone is, there's, you know, quite a bit of support there in terms of naked point of controls and the daily level there. So, okay, so that's marked out. We have those set. Let's look at naked session. Yeah, so we still have these two naked session point of controls. One is at 21,387. And another one here. I'm more interested in this one. Say 21,387. Do I have that marked? 21,400. Close enough. Close enough. Yeah, there's quite a bit of support in this general zone. Okay. So we got that. I'm going to take a look at the TPO chart. Let's get rid of the letters. All right, let's see how many sessions back we'd have to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do 8. Let's go back 8 sessions. All right, let's take a look. So in this general range, maybe we should go back one more. Yeah. Okay, so in this range, the value area high is 23, 1, 1, 112, 22, 62. What are we at now? 20. Price is trading at 150, so 23, 150. Yeah, so we're actually above the value area high of the range right now. We're at the value area high of the range. We have 2 single prints that I would like to see filled. The single print here down to 21,500, so that gives me a little bit more confluence to, you know, our other level there. 21,100, 21,750. Yeah, so that zone is still looking pretty good for support. So just to show you what I'm looking at, if we go ahead and zoom in, this is basically what I'm looking at on the chart over there. Is this value area. You can see we're just right at the value area here. What's interesting is that this is actually a little bit, oh shit, I did not want to close that. What's interesting is that it's actually a little bit different on here versus there. Is it still 21? Yeah, it's so we're trading back inside. Yeah, no, we're right above technically. Merge into this one, and this brings us back to January 20th at daily close. So January 20th at daily close. So yeah, I would have to go back a little bit more here. 21, 1, 23, 1, 20, 900. 22,900, 22,900, 22,600, 22,600. Yeah, so these numbers are a little bit different, but they're overall they're pretty damn close. Yeah, you can see, gosh, just like not a lot of volume taking place up here, right? All the volume's been in here, but especially down in here even. More volume has been to the downside than it is to the upside. So there's a lack of interest up here, right? And we do have a selling tail at the top, which is a good sign that that high could hold for some time. Yeah, I would definitely be looking for a move down, especially through these single prints here, 21,537 down to 21,100, which is, we have, basically that zone there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this. I want to put on our channels because it really gives a good idea of where we're at. Nope. Although that's a very interesting channel. No. Oh, you know what? I have them up here. All right, there's that range we've been trading. Boy, this one's been really well respected also. And then we have this one down here. I'm going to go ahead and hide this one, and I want to put on this. Show us where the value area high and all of that are. So this is also the value area low of the range. This is pretty close to the value area high. Let's go ahead and mark it plus VA. Okay, point of control is 2,900. Go ahead and hide that. Let's take a look at our order blocks. We have a great order block there with the point of control. This is the yep, support resistance flip. So we do have this one here. Plus OB. Honestly, I almost want to hide this and just put this on here. So our fair value gaps. Yep, we got that one there. We have that one there. Yeah, so really, I guess the data's starting to come back in a little bit on this. Yeah, so just looking at the analysis that we kind of did here, again, and I know not much has changed given even our updates to the chart here. We hit the naked point of control here, shorted that, great. I have an entry of 23,950. We're gaining acceptance back into the channel. That'll be confirmed with this hourly close here after that rejection off the top of the channel, which we very clearly had there. I am looking to sweep these lows. I think that that's a piece of cake. Basically, very easy expectation. I have very little doubt in my mind. Very little doubt in my mind that we will take out this low here. 22, about 300. Very little doubt in my mind that, basically priced at this, probably come down, hold this for a little bit here, take this out. And then this is the point where either A, we bounce, or B, we reject and we go lower somewhere into this area here for then, our move to the upside. That's kind of what I'm this is kind of what I'm looking at ultimately. I very firmly believe that we are going to take out this low. All of these lows here look too appetizing. As I said earlier in the live stream, if you take a look here, we did that exact same thing. We simply swept the lows and then had continuation to the upside. I'm looking for that exact scenario where we, really just uh, sweep the lows and then have continuation. Or, we do really get that larger retracement down, either somewhere in this zone or in this zone here. One of these two areas here is really what I would be looking at. There's no reason to be looking down here just yet. We would obviously start with here for long opportunities, but that's really what I'm looking at. And I'm very happy with this short here that we took. And I definitely think, if you want to take profits at this 22,300 zone, that'd be a good place to do that, because ultimately I think that this downtrend here is targeting that low. I think that's its primary target, and then after that we can decide if we're going to go lower or if that is actually where we're going to bounce, where we would look for, something similar to this previous move here. I'll go ahead and just give you we'll kind of go like this just so you can see it maybe more clearly. Basically something like that, right? Sweep the lows, reclaim the channel, and then get a move up. Otherwise, like I said, we'll just simply continue down. That's kind of what I would be looking for. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, the analysis hasn't really changed too much. Really, this red box here, I'm going to change it. We'll make it a green box, is a really big area of resistance. Support. My only hesitation with this area of support is that everybody and their sister has an eye on this already. So typically what happens when you have a very key level that everyone's watching, you either front run it or you go lower. So we would either bounce really at this naked session point of control at about 21,400, or we'll cut through and we'll go down to, this, 900, 950, basically 20K zone, right? To me, this would be my ideal zone. But I am interested in here. There's just too much support to ignore in here. And we'll know. Price will either A, really cut through it, or it'll find its support. So we'll know, and of course I'll be updating you guys as we go along. BTC getting that bounce. Let's go to. Just want to see an updated chart. Oh, this chart's messed up too. God, that's too bad. I want to see like a clear chart, but these are all messed up. And if we're gonna look at moving averages too, you can see like on a daily time frame, like the 200 daily moving averages about 19,700. We have the 21 day moving average at about 21,600. These are all falling in line, right? We know that this is a nice area of support that we've gone over, that we've been talking about. So, even our moving averages are there with us. The weekly moving averages, that the 21 week moving average, which we know has been, important in the past with Bitcoin, we can see is at about, about 20K. So that is another nice area here. And we can just see here how massive of a resistance zone this is, with all three of these moving averages coinciding here. We can see that that is just a massive area of resistance. And that's about, 24,800 to about 25,600 zone. So in the meantime, what's my trading plan for the week? My expectation for this week is to move towards this zone down here. Okay. Being that it's the FOMC meeting, I am also expecting volatility, basically liquidity grabs. So what does that mean when the FOMC happens? If we're still in this mid-range here, I would expect, something like this. Basically, liquidity grab to both sides of the range here, something like this. And then price will decide if it's going to, go down or, continue to the upside is really what I would expect to happen with that. Let's take a look at our liquidity too. Just want to see where that is all at. So we still have quite a bit of positive delta in the market, not like a crazy amount. We did get that move up here and we took most of that out. Let's look at our heat map. I don't want to look at the 12-hour heat map. Let's look at the last 7 days, which is where we've spent this range. It's at about 22. Yeah, so all of the liquidity is where, basically right below. And let's go ahead and add our liquidity bubbles. I know that those can be really helpful for some of you. You know what? I am going to hide this and I am going to add back that naked point of control. And just know that that zone is also an H12 order block. And then we're going to go to our liquidity levels. And we're going to add, let's just see what's already there. Yeah, so both, look at all of these ones that got hit. That's crazy. Yeah, and this one too. Okay, so we're going to flip these to green and we're going to unlock it. So we had one at 22,200, no surprise there. $22,200. Okay. So we have one there, 22,200. This is gone. This is gone. This is gone. Where else? We have one at 20,800. Go ahead and clone this one. 20,800. Right at our naked point of control zone, our untapped daily, and also the value area low of this zone, right? Okay, so quite a bit of confluence there. And then we also have, at 18,500, which is a level that everybody has on their mind. Everyone's looking to long that level. Okay. So these are our 3 areas of liquidity from the last week. Let's go ahead and look at the last month. Yeah, so that 21,800 is actually a pretty big zone. So is that 18,500. And then to the upside, we have 25,200 is our upside area of liquidity. I'm actually going to make this one just a pinch bigger. And I'm also going to do the same with this one because those are much larger areas of liquidity. And for here, we're going to, let's clone this guy and move it up to 25,200 as an area of liquidity. And we're going to flip this guy to red and we'll go ahead and lock those up. Yeah, so these are our areas of liquidity. These ones obviously did not ever come to fruition. Go ahead and hide those. Yeah, oh yeah, look at that. So we've had that one there for a while. Yeah, so these are our zones. Seeing this here now, I definitely think we're gonna run down a little bit more than we would expect. If we get the move down with our wave 4, right? So, gonna get that move like this and then do something whatever, or you know, we'll continue down and we'll cut through probably these levels on a massive liquidation. That would be awesome. Or we kind of tap this level here, close above, and then have continuation of the upside. That would be awesome, 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 awesome. So basically, let's see, range. Okay, not too much. And then here we go this. And then we start to lose the levels. Sideways for a time. Cut down. And then have continuation of the upside. Sort of falling off like this towards a larger liquidation event down to here with then a move. Not, it wouldn't happen in a day like that, right? But for then, you know, to have continuation of the upside like this would be something that I would like. So basically, kind of like that. This would be cool. And that's if we do reach our final targets, right? So we'll kind of just have to wait and see and watch how that plays out. But looking at the liquidity and seeing all these levels and where a lot of people are probably eyeing right now, yeah, I like this. Let's take a look at where take a brief look at the order books here. Oh, this is FTM. We're gonna look at Bitcoin. We're on the 1 minute chart. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, let's weed some of this out here. 50 Bitcoin minimum. Let's go 150. Yeah, so we got some buy orders protecting that low. Some at the 21,400 area, which is to be expected. And not a lot in here, which is kind of nice, right? It's kind of nice. There really isn't a whole lot of buy orders going on in here, which is kind of the target area that we like, which is good because, you know, everyone's watching these zones. Anyone who, you know, has the subscription to this or just opens up any order book, they could see that this zone and this zone here are where a lot of limit orders are set. They could be spoofs. It's kind of nice to see that the really the big target that we're looking at here at about 20,800, there isn't a whole lot going on. So that is, in my opinion, that's actually encouraging to see that. Let's take a look at the futures order book, and then we'll look to close this out. Yep, so again, 21,500 and a little bit lower. So yeah, again, you know, this 2,800 zone, very, very empty in here. Very, very empty in here. Very encouraging. I like to see that. Okay. Well, I think we'll close it out there. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask in the Discord, and I would be happy to answer for you guys. Yeah, so looking at FTM again, yeah, it's just like pretty clear to me that we're just trading this range for now, aren't we? I do still expect this high to hold. So if price does break up above that, you know, the harmonic's invalid basically. I wouldn't look to trade it past that personally. And we would have to reevaluate. Yeah, it's really getting to move up, isn't it? I'm not surprised that it's ranging here, but this is pretty aggressive. Let's look at the FTM BTC chart. Yeah, it's probably just going to take out these highs here, which it just did. And then I wouldn't really expect it to do much more than that. If it does, then, you know, of course, plans have changed. Yeah, I would expect it to take out that high and then probably see a reversal to the downside, which is what I would be looking for. It took out that high as well. I'd say that's about fair. And then from there, we'll probably see a reversal to the downside at the very least. I would be surprised if we continued to go up here and get, close to that. If we were to sort of round out, here, okay, again, sure. But, at some point I would like to start seeing a little bit more weakness, less of trying to go for this high. But so far, yeah, the harmonic's been fine so far. I don't, again, like I'm not too crazy about it running for this high again. Hmm. Well, nonetheless, I'm gonna stay the course. Um, I encourage you guys, if you are trading FTM and you do decide to enter again on a move up here, to trade the channel, take profit at the midline and at the bottom of the bottom of the channel as well. In the event that FTM decides to range here for a while, rather than breaking down and playing out the harmonic. I've said this so many times, dozens of times, but being that it's a 5-month harmonic, it is going to take some time to play out if it plays out. In fact, I do want to look here. I want to take a brief look quick at how much leniency we could get on time with that in case it does take a high. Well, let's look at the weekly. Yeah, in terms of a weekly chart, it's perfect. It happened right on the week it was supposed to. And then we ran towards the highs afterwards. Yeah. No, I still like the harmonic. Could it not hold and not play out? Sure, but it's the fact it's a 5-month harmonic and it landed exactly to the date, like right on the week, almost to the day of when you would want this harmonic to end. It's just hard to ignore. It's very hard to ignore. So yeah, for me, I would feel comfortable like entering here and at the very least trading this range with a stop loss, above these highs. I would feel comfortable doing that. At the very least, like I said, to trade the range. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to cut it off there. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. In the Discord, I will have a market update video posted later today. I mentioned this on, God, I can't remember what day, but I do have some cool new stuff coming. I'm going to be launching a website, a MemoryLock website that has, everything to do with MemoryLock on there that you guys would want access to. I am going to be updating my branding, including my market update video intros and how I do live streams and all things like that. Just to better serve you guys, to give you a more concrete, source for news and technical analysis when it comes to cryptocurrency. So do stay tuned for that. I'll be doing it, in conjunction with my employer being Crypto Dreams. They will also be featured on some of this branding that I'm doing as well. So do look forward to that. I'm genuinely really excited to share that stuff with you. It's something that I've been looking forward to doing for a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Like I said, if you have questions, it is Monday. I'll be in the Discord every day through Friday, so feel free to ask. I will be posting a market update as well as some of these charts that we went through later today. All right, we'll see you guys.